Hello, hello. I almost screwed up. Hey, Robin's here. Toastu Tarot, Robin is here. Tammy is here. Hello, everybody. I'm still showing 0. According to my thing, nobody's here. Robin says, I've got questions. Like, okay. I'm just hanging out today. Not doing much. I'm having a little bit of a temper tantrum over the tariff stuff. So far, it's not a big deal. So far, it's not going to be a big deal. But if it becomes a big deal, then it's like, then I'm going to have a legitimate temper tantrum, but that's okay. My tattoo is finally healed enough. Got a couple little spots. A little bit of a little tiny scabby spots that formed. Yeah, look. Oh, maybe if I see if I can get it in there right. Does that look familiar, guys? Cece is here. Yeah, it's still, if I get in really close, I don't know if you can kind of see it. It's still peeling and flaking and doing the thing. Because that does it for the first few weeks after getting a tattoo done. So it's not unusual. So that is my Chariot card from my deck. Well, it's not my first one. I've got, this makes 1, 2, 3, 4. This makes 5. This makes tattoo number 5 for me. And it was done in one session. Took about 4 hours. It was $200 an hour. So it was not cheap. That's why I've only got the 5 tattoos. Yeah. So it was it came in a little under $800 for their time. I think it was 3.5 hours. I think Lisa said it was $700. I don't know, $700 to $800, which, don't forget, this is like hours and hours of needlework. Plus, they don't just take a card. They don't just take my Chariot card and pop it up there and copy it. They have to make any adjustments that they need to make so that it's going to go on my skin properly. So there's depending on the type of piece that you're going, there could be a few hours of prep work. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. You can see I can't see it. It's nearest my arm. There's the wand that he's holding. He's holding a wand. That is part of the streamers that's coming off. See that, streamers? Now one thing it is a great tattoo. It's amazing. Now it's still healing up, so it's still healing up. So there's still going to be some spots. Like there's a little white spot right there on the cat. That's actually a flake of skin, because you're not supposed to. It's not a sunburn. You're not supposed to peel it, right? So, yeah, it's looking really good. Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of the stuff. It's looking really good. A couple of little scabby spots. That's normal. That's really, really normal. And so you got a couple hours of prep work, depending on the type of work that they're doing. Because he had to we had to go back and forth a couple times. The Chariot. Cece says, why the Chariot? No, as soon as I made the Chariot card, it's like, if I'm going to get another tattoo, that's going to be it. And I've got a policy. I've got a personal policy. For starters, if I like something enough to put it on my body, I have to like it for at least 6 months. And don't forget, behind the scenes, we've had the art. We've had this art for months and months and months. So basically it's cold up here right now, so I'm long sleeves when I'm out. Anybody who's seen it though has loved it. Anybody I've showed it to said it's really awesome. It's the most saturated. Like this one here, you can kind of see there's lots of like white space, the skin tone. There's lots of light colors and stuff in there. This is the most solid saturated one I've got. Got one there. And I've got a little one down on my thigh, but I'm not going to take my pants off. So the prep work to get the art done, then they have to make a stencil, because basically it's like, those ink tattoo, the temporary tattoos. It's basically like put a temporary tattoo over top, a specialized one. I'm not sure what all that's all about. Put one over top, and then they do a pre-work thing where they get the lines and stuff in place so that they don't lose track. Then they have to put the art on. So it's definitely, it's pricey, but it's worth it. I like it. And yeah, like I said, we've had the art sitting around. Was Lisa supportive, encouraging about a new tattoo that large and prominent? Oh my God, she was. She was like, when I suggested going smaller, she's going, no, this is the perfect size. So no, Lisa's got one on each wrist, one on her ankle, one on her other ankle. That's 4. But she had one other one. Oh, and then one on the back of her neck. So we both have tattoos, so it's no big deal that way. But and why the chariot? I don't know why. There was some when I saw the chariot art for the first time, because don't forget we directed the art, and I was the one that said I need the chariot needs to be one of those big wheels that the kids ride. See the tricycle, right? It needs to be that type of an idea. And this is my 60th birthday present to myself. So it's like, okay, I just turned 60. No, I don't need permission or a release from. Oh no, because when we got the art from the guys for the Sassy Dragon, we got the releases as part of that. And as a matter of fact, in chatting with them, I told them I was getting the tattoo, and they thought it was super cool. So we have when we got the guys to do the art, because we bought the art directly from them, and we also bought the rights. Because that's just when you're going to do a project like a tarot deck, that's what you do, right? Anyway, why the chariot? So the chariot, one aspect of chariot energy is setting your own path, staying on it. Like there's one card, there's one deck where it says it's where it says about the chariot, who's driving, right? Well, I am. So it's like I'm 60. I've hit that age in life. Yeah. But it's like I'm 60. I've hit that age in life where I can set my own path. And the chariot is obviously know what your path is, stay on it, stay in charge. It's not necessarily a control thing, but it's like you're driving. You get to decide whether you're going left or right or whatever. And I'm at that stage in life where I don't have to, I can just I'm 60, I can do what I want. Right. And that is one aspect of the chariot is like you've chosen your path and now stick to it. Now get there. Right. So yeah, it just really, the imagery just caught my undivided attention, and the relevance to the stage of life that I'm at right now just fits. So I was like, I'm getting that as a tattoo. And like I said, we've had the art. Well, we launched the Kickstarter in October. They did I think we had the majors. I think we had these by I think we had the major arcana by, I think that was done by, I think we had this one done by like June. Yeah, no, it just, and yeah, it's like, it just really, as soon as I saw the art from the guys, it really hit. Now, one thing that you can do is go in for a touch up if something isn't quite like, okay, like, I've got a little bit of scabbing here, right? It's not necessarily common, but like that, the fact that I've got a little scabbing could mean that once those scabs come off, that area might be a little pale. So he'll touch that up. If I do go in for touch-ups, I'm going to see about maybe getting him to brighten the moons a little bit, because there's a little moon there. But it will be easier to see. It'll be easier to see once all the skin flaking is off. But there's a little, there it is, right there, a little moon there. So, and some little ribbons coming down right there. You ever have those tricycles with little streamers? So I might see if he can brighten those a little bit, like, because they will do that. They're when you get a tattoo done, you wait for it to heal, right? You wait for it to completely heal. And then if it's like, okay, well, this was darker than I thought. This has got a little bit of a pale spot, whatever. Because they're mashing ink into your skin. So yeah, so this one here, this one here, that's just my own natural skin tone with some highlights. So that's cool. Yeah, it's like, so I think the streamers are there. I just think they could be a little brighter. And I don't. And if I mean, okay, the focus is the chariot. So if it's like I can't really do it, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you go in and you say, well, the way the colors contrast, I can't really make that happen. So if you can't make it happen, I don't know if that's the only thing. If the only thing is the streamers and everything else is fine, then I'm not going to bother with touch-ups. But yeah, I think tattoos are a great way to mark time. Yeah, I like tattoos. I'm very aware of how pricey they are. So it's like I have to have the money. I have to still like the design 6 months later after I pick something. Yeah, the streamer's like, oh my God, I've got my streamers. I'm awesome. Like, I didn't have streamers on my bike. You ever do that thing where you got like 10 kids playing together and the kid with the streamers, everybody wanted to take a turn on that kid's bike. It's like, so it had to have its streamers. But yeah, no, I'm really liking it. It's got the black dragon with the white moon and the white dragon with the black moon on their foreheads. It's got, yeah, he's carrying his wand. Oh, and it might be, oh no, it's the little banner that goes behind his head. It's got 12 stars on it. The 12 little dots are 12 stars, so they're there. So yeah, I had a realization when I had a midlife crisis and got my first tattoo that tattoos are like a scar that you choose. Kind of, yeah. And it's like tattoos. Basically, every tattoo that I've gotten so far, and I haven't, like I said, I haven't got a lot. This is only tattoo number 5. I had to be sure that I covered them up, was able to cover them up. Oh, yeah. The 7. Yeah, we left the 7 in. We left the 7. It says 7 chariot right on it. Just so that there's no. Okay, that would be embarrassing. Hey, what card number is that again? I don't know. I can just look at my arm and go, chariot's number 7. Yeah, Cece says, yes, I have ideas for tattoos, and I'm so glad I waited because a few months later I was totally not into it anymore. I like your 6-month wait. That's my personal, because the tattoos are expensive. And I have met so many people that they book some time. I've known a couple of people that did this. Because you call up the tattooist and you say, hey, this is what I want, yada, yada. And you used to, I don't know if you still can. You used to just go in, pick from a book and go, I want that one, because they're pre-prepped and ready to go. Hey, Marion, how you doing? So I've known people that have been, I'm going to book a couple hours and then I'll look through and, hey, can you do this in 2 hours? Yeah. Okay. I'll take it. And they're just randomly grabbing shit to put on their body. Thing is, okay, if I come back 5 years later and I hate this, I can only cover it up with something that's darker. That's why people suddenly end up with half their freaking arm in black. It's like that's an even bigger problem. But that's okay. Now I'm not sewing today. I'm taking it. I've been playing. Lisa got me Diablo, so I've been playing video games this last week or so. And I opened the shop. Have you used this tattoo artist before? And what was their reaction to the art? They liked the art and thought it was really cool. And we actually talked tarot, so that was a lot of fun. And this was my first time with this artist, but I love social media because we were able to like look him up. We were able to look him up. No bad reviews. Raving about his art. His portfolio is online. One thing about Erin Octavia. Hey there. So one thing about art is subjective, right? So if you find a piece of art that you like, not every tattooist can tattoo that. Oh, using your bag at that. I'm hoping it's working for you. I sent Lisa went to StarCon. I sent down a bag for Marion. I was going to send her down a batch of ironing to do, but Lisa said I had to be nice. It's like, God. But no, like when you look up an artist's portfolio, you have to take a look at you don't just look at what they're doing, because everybody wants this cool badass shit, but look at the style of art that they're doing it in, because you got to find somebody who can match the style that you're asking for. saw a bunch of really cool artists doing really cool things, but I would not want something looking like super goth or anything like that. I don't know how to describe it, right? So yeah, finding a good match and a good rating and good reviews is so easy now. It used to be word of mouth, and you're taking your chance. My very first tattoo, this one here, was like taking my chances, right? Thank God. I like the tattoo, but the back is a little bit wonky to the front. When I got tattoos, I looked at various artist portfolios because not everyone is good at the same style, and you need to choose a compatible one. Absolutely, and I love the internet for that because you can go look it up. Like, it's super easy to do now. So yeah, I had to take a break. I had to take a break. Well, I'm not taking a break from the shop. I'm taking a break from the actual sewing of things. Had to let my tattoo settle down. Hi, Artemisian. Artie is here. I had to let my tattoo settle down because there's the more saturated it is. This is very saturated compared to like that one, right? Like that one's much paler, much less saturated. When they're saturated like this, they peel and they flake. And I woke up the one day, like day like 4, and I was just like, so I was like, oh, I guess I can't work. I guess I can't work for a couple of days. Then the tariff thing happened. I'm not concerned about the tariffs, but it's like I might as well just enjoy life for a little bit until we're sure what's going on with the tariffs. We're talking, Lisa and I are, well, okay, we will not be hurt. We will not be hurt no matter how this goes. Yeah, it's my chariot. I'm super happy. Was it painful? They use a numbing thing now, which was really interesting. So the first little bit he did without, and I'm not sure why, but then once he got so that he could start, first they put in any outlines that they can put in, and then they start laying down the color. And once he got to that, they had like a little thing that they just, and I couldn't feel a thing, and he just kept reapplying that as he reapplied that about every 20 minutes as we went along, and it was like, yeah, barely feeling a thing. And then afterwards, it felt like road rash for a little while. Then it covered over. They gave us they gave me they put on this clear bandage thing. I don't know what it's called elsewhere. It's called Sanoderm here, and it's this. If you've ever had an IV in, you know that clear stuff they put over top where it's just a layer of plastic. They put that on my arm. Except for I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. I got a little rashy from it, so I took that off after the second day. But whenever I'm asked that, I say, well, it's not licked on by kittens. Yeah. It was, basically it was fine. It was fine. The first 2 or 3 days, the first 2 days, I didn't feel a damn thing. This Sanoderm, the Sanoderm that goes on is like this plasticky layer, and it just keeps everything nice and moist. And then then when you take the Sanoderm off, you wash it, you're good to go. But then that's when it starts drying. That's when all that irritated skin starts to dry. So that got a little irritating. Then I found out that I realized that I could do, you can't really put heavy oils on it, but we've got a couple of oil-based moisturizers that I was able to put on. And what I've been doing, because I've got a light touch, right? So I just kind of go over it like this, softly. And then it just helps get off the little tiny, tiny bits of loose skin that are, peeling. So yeah. Felt more like scratching at my skin with the tines of a fork. Yeah, it's kind of funny because when the numbing stuff wasn't working, it was just it's really kind of hard to describe. Like that first split second after a bee sting, but before it starts to actually sting, it's like I don't know. You just get used. You just like you get kind of after a little bit of time to just settle into it. You're like, okay, that the sensation isn't fun, but the ink is cool. So you just kind of, but yeah, no, it was not a problem at all. It's already peeled twice. It's probably going to peel at least one more time. Very, very common, very, very normal. No infection. Everything's clean. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I am super happy with it. So That's where I'm at right now. And then I'm not taking the entire month off from sewing. I really shouldn't do that, but I really want to know what's going on with the tariffs first. I don't think we're going to end up with tariffs. I don't know. I haven't decided how I feel about that. So, but we'll figure it all out. But yeah, so I'm just playing video games, taking care of my tattoo. It's kind of hard to describe. It's kind of, yeah, you can kind of see the stretchy of it right now. Yeah, they dab and pat. I've got chronic pain to begin with, so it's like whatever. We're supposed to know for sure what's going on by the end of February. Right now, right there, okay, we're supposed to get official word by the end of February, but the interesting thing is they just announced tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum. So the original one was, we're going to put a 25% tariff on everything. And that was what freaked everybody out, right? So they come in so Trudeau finally gets his thumb out of his ass and they swings in at the last minute and they figure out a deal. Let's put a pause for 30 days. And then they came back. I think we'll suffer in the US because a lot of our products and paper products packaging come from elsewhere. I don't know. Like, I mean, I think one of the big things that Trump's trying to do is bring manufacturing back to the US. It's going to be, you know what? Tariffs are always a shit show for somebody. So, I mean, the fact that that's happening is no big deal. But the thing is that, so they initially swung in and said, we're going to do tariffs on everything coming in. Everything coming in from Canada gets 25% tariff. They swung it at the last minute and said, okay, let's not do tariffs. Let's figure something out, right? So then they went, okay. So they made a deal. They made a deal and said, let's do this. Okay, so now as long as okay, now that they've made the deal, I'm assuming that there's a couple of little bureaucrats in an office somewhere. Okay, we've made this deal. Now let's put this together as something that we can sign, and then it becomes binding, right? So we've got 30 days to sign something that's binding, but in the meantime, he has put tariffs on Canadian aluminum and steel. And it's like, well, if we're waiting for this deal to come through, there's no need to put tariffs on. No. Let me just say it right. I'm not saying it right. If there is a chance that this deal could fall apart, then there's no reason to focus on aluminum and steel. So the fact that they're focusing on aluminum and steel, which is a common tariff item that already has tariffs, so I don't think they're adding a tariff. I think they're just increasing the existing tariff. But the fact that they're talking about that separately makes me think that the original thing has already been solved and everybody's happy. We're just waiting for the formal announcement on that. Because it's like, if I want this, then why am I taking pieces of it and putting it over here? It makes no sense, right? But also, with deportation, we're going to lose all our cashiers, which will be replaced by self-help checkouts, but they haven't made robots to stock the grocery shelves. Well, we got the self-help checkouts, and they are a waste of time. And yeah, no, I mean, I'm up here in Canada. We have a completely different set of social/political issues that need to be dealt with. So I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that I'm being affected by this, but I'm not really being affected in a way that I have to worry about. So. Oh, your website's a shit show? That's not okay. Talk to Lisa. She'll help you fix it. But anyway. No, so while we wait that, okay, it's perfect timing. While we wait that out, I'm not going to be sewing as much for the rest of the month, which is fine. But then again, which is fine because I couldn't sew at all for the first week. My arm felt good as long as I didn't touch or drag anything across it. So it's like I didn't want to be touching anything. Then now that I'm using like an oily moisturizer, I don't want to get oil on any fabric. So it's like, Trump wants to do it to keep drugs and criminals out of our country, but I don't understand because we've got our agents at the border do that job. Why are they putting the onus on Canadians? Being up here in Canada, there's a slightly different take because the fentanyl problem that the US is dealing with right now, the fentanyl problem that you guys are dealing with right now started in Canada about 12 years ago. So it's like I have a feeling that what we're looking at is bigger conversations are happening behind the scenes, and we're only getting spoon-fed exactly as much information as we need to function. But I am not opposed. I am not opposed to any action that slows the flow of drugs, because when the fentanyl crisis was happening in Canada 12 years ago, it was devastating. It was a fucking problem. Like areas that had never really, areas that had minimal drug deaths, the rates of death from drugs, especially fentanyl, was like doubling to tripling every year, and have stayed up that way. I can definitely understand why, on a political level, the U.S. is afraid of what might happen if smugglers start finding ways to get drugs in from Canada. It could get, because we've got entire sections of border where we don't even have the capacity to patrol. I can definitely see why the U.S. now that the fentanyl crisis in the U.S. is just starting. Trust me, it's just the tip of the iceberg right now. I can definitely see why there's a lot of fear in the States as to what to do. And I strongly suspect that it doesn't really matter who's in charge. I have a feeling that border security was going to be an issue no matter who got elected. But let's take a step back and remind everybody, Peggy is in Canada dealing with something from a different, I'm up here in Canada dealing from something from a different perspective. And I kind of suspect what the onus that they're putting on Canada is to do more for our own border security, so that we're not letting drugs in, so that it's not, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. I feel like I'm sitting on, you know what it is? Okay, think of a tennis game, right? And I feel like I'm kind of sitting in this, I bet you anything. No, I think they want Canada to do more at our airports and our points of entry. I think they want us to do more to control our ports of entry, so that once somebody gets into Canada, it's really easy to get across the border, if that's what you really, really want to do. So I think that's where the focus is actually going to be. But then again, they're only, tanks. Like, like I said, I'm sitting up here in Canada, and I'm fairly certain, and I don't want to speak for anybody else. I know Marion's in Scotland. I know Artie is, I'm not sure where you're in, Artie. You're in the UK somewhere. I think people that are not in the States are able to not see both sides. I'm not really sure, but like like I said, I lived above a homeless camp. I lived on the fourth floor of a condo that was overlooking a homeless camp for over a year. I saw some shit. So it's like, I can definitely understand why the US is going, you Canadians need to focus on most of our fentanyl came in from China. I can definitely see why the U.S. is going, you need to do more to track what's coming into your country from China and countries where fentanyl is coming from. I can see it. Here's the thing. When you're kind of sitting on the sidelines watching this back and forth happen in the U.S., it's kind of like you're watching a tennis match, and sometimes you see things. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter who I like or don't like, but it's like, oh shit, we lived over a homeless camp. I can see why the U.S. government would be afraid of anything that might create a way to get more drugs into the States. They're doing more the more the U.S. does to control the southern border, the more criminals are going to want to come in through the northern border. And it's like, I see it. I don't like it. I don't have to like it, but I can see it. Does that make sense? Received an email from Serafina of Ruin Vervain earlier today, and it made my heart hurt for everyone at the sharp end of all that's going on. Being in the UK obviously doesn't affect me in a tangible way. Yeah, we're the neighbors, right? So we're being affected in a slightly different way. But I will say, like I said, you're not going to change my mind on the fentanyl crisis, and because I watched it happen. The fentanyl crisis already happened in Canada, and we are still reeling from it. And I would not wish that shit on anybody. And it's like, hate Trump all you want. Anything that will help keep that shit out of your country is a good thing. It's like, it's hard to describe. Like we've got 1/10 the population, right? We've got 1/10 the population, so we've got 1/10 the problem. But we went from areas where like they do what's called an annual homeless count. And they were going into some areas that traditionally had 10 to 15 homeless, and all of a sudden they have 1,000. It's fucking crazy. The decks and bags. Okay, the decks will not be affected by the tariffs, except for decks coming into Canada, because the decks are coming from a U.S. fulfillment center. They're already in the U.S. The Lisa still has decks on her on the Etsy shop, so her decks are already in the U.S. My decks are on the way to the U.S., and unless something changes, we might get hit with a 10% tariff, but that's 10% on the raw cost of the decks themselves and not anything else. We can handle it. It'll be fine. My bags, if we get the tariff, if we get the 25% tariff, then yeah, it's going to cause a problem for my bags, because my bags are coming. I can't do a fulfillment center. My bags are all coming out of Canada. But they're made in Canada, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. Like I said, here's the thing. The thing that I always remind myself, the thing that gets me through the day, is that even a broken clock is right twice a day. So, but that's okay. And that is what it is. But the scary part is that no matter which way you look at it, Canada can't win a trade war with the U.S. So as much as a Canadian, I go, I love the support that people are showing for Canada. It's like, because the Canadian government has never taken a single step towards finding ways to form trade agreements with other countries. We just, the United States will take all of our shit, so we're fine. It's like, fuck. And that's every party. I don't think a single they tried to put a pipeline to the West Coast so that we could open up to foreign markets, and then the province of British Columbia put a stop to it. So it's like, oh fuck. Anyway, that's our political rant today. I'm not too proud to admit I don't really understand the ins and outs and have no idea if it'll affect me in the UK. The U.S. tariffs on Canadian goods going into the U.S. will not affect anybody who's not in the U.S. I can ship to the UK under the same rules that I can currently ship to the UK. And there was I saw a little bit of a news piece. And here's the thing: when it comes to the news, you have factual pieces and then you have opinion pieces. And I didn't pay attention to whether or not, like editors, an editorial versus here's some facts of what's been happening. But there was a mention, only one that I can find so far, is that apparently the Canadian government, as part of protecting themselves from further tariffs, are in talks with other countries because right now, if I send something to the UK or the EU, you guys are paying duties and taxes starting at you're paying taxes immediately, and then you're paying duties on anything worth more than like $20. And they're talking about finding ways around that to improve trade otherwise. Because that's something that we've been needing. That is something that we have been needing globally for a very long time. A lot of people a lot of businesses go, well, I can make the most money by just selling my stuff to the States. This is a Canadian thinking. This is Canadianism, right? I can make a lot of money by selling stuff to the States. It's like, yeah, but if selling to the States suddenly becomes a problem because of, tariffs, what have you done to prepare yourself for the idea of sending stuff elsewhere? So apparently the Canadian government has finally had their wake-up call, and they're talking to other countries. But I didn't think so. I'm unusually out of the loop news-wise due to my health. You know what? I have found that I only dig so deep in the news anymore, because it just evolves into this. It just evolves into this absolute pissing contest. It gets crazy. Yeah, we recently had a postal strike in Canada that was settled in December, but could that be affected by any of these new changes? Yeah, the first thing I thought when I heard about it was Lisa and Peggy. Okay. The postal strike is a completely separate issue. Basically, what the tariff, let's assume the tariffs happen, okay? So for starters, we would have to put down country of origin of anything that we send down. Well, because I buy fabric locally, make stuff, it's country of origin Canada. Canada Post already, all of the delivery companies, most of them, already have putting in country of origin, and then you have to put in an HS number for tariff. I have been on a massive learning curve about all of this shit for the last few weeks now. Well, no, 12 days. So basically an HS number is they basically break everything down into a code, so that the code but based on the code that tells them exactly what you're sending down. So like, let's say, I think as a matter of fact, I think cloth, I think goods made of cotton is like code 42. And then 06 would be like clothing, 07 would be curtains, 08 would be furniture, 09 would be like all the way on down. And it's like a 10-digit code, actually. So then it just extends out based on so you go to there's a couple of different websites you can go to. You put in what you're making, and it gives you a list to check from and say, is this what you're making? Is this what you're making? Is it? Oh, that's what you're making. Okay, click. There's your code. Yeah, I have not watched the news properly in over 2 years. Oh yeah, Artie says, I asked Lisa about it during member readings, but then you know what? Here's the thing. Lisa and I are figuring it out in reverse of the problem, because if this happens, we've got a bunch of stuff that we need to sort out. We've got most of it sorted out now, and we've sorted out the country of origin code. It's already in our Canada Post account, so it's automatic now. We've already sorted out the tariff number code issue, so we've sorted that out. It's in our Canada Post account now. Everything I do is cotton. And I think the drawstrings are polyester. I think, or a cotton poly blend. I'm not sure, but you basically what you're doing is you're listing the item according to what according to what its major makeup is, right? So, but anyway, the punchline is the decks are in a fulfillment center in the States, which means that they're pretty much entirely unaffected, because they're shipping from the States. That was the best and cheapest shipping option for us, right? They're not going to be impacted at all. My shop has only ever been a side gig. So as much as it would suck if I lost business or even had to shut let's say that things are really bad. Let's play the game. Things are really, really bad, so I decide to shut down the shop. We have never once in the last 7 years, we've done things with the money that I'm earning. We've done things, but we've never taken on, except for the car payment, which Lisa can cover. We have never taken on bills, because we've known people that do this. I worked with a woman. There was a bonus program at this job I worked at, right? I worked with a woman who they bought a vacation property. This is back when mortgages were a lot, they bought an inexpensive vacation property way out in the boonies, right? And they relied on her meeting a certain goal on her bonus every month to pay the mortgage on the property. And if she didn't make her bonus that month, they had to make choices. It's like, you're buying something you don't need. Okay, a vacation property would be nice, but it's not a necessity, right? So you're committing to paying for something you don't need with money that you may or may not be guaranteed every month. knowing that if you can't make that bill, you're fucked. So we've met too many people like this that just, anyway, we've never assigned anything we've never done it. We've always treated it like additional income. We'll do nice things for ourselves once in a while. We'll do whatever. But yeah, I used to be a news politics fiend, but in the last year, I've had to moderate my intake. I'm more mindful of what I'm taking on mentally, if that makes sense. Honestly, here's the thing: if it's not directly affecting me, I'm just trying to stay in my lane these days. It's like the border security issues and the tariffs directly affect me in Canada, and I'm trying to stay out of the rest of it, because it's like, and here's the thing. I'm in favor of I'm in favor of a tighter border, not just with the US. This is in Canada. I'm in favor of us having better border security in Canada when it comes to international coming in through our airports and whatever, because we still had and still have a serious fentanyl problem here. They now have a product called carfentanil. Basically, fentanyl is about 100 times more powerful than heroin. Carfentanil is about 100 times more powerful than fentanyl. We have upped our game from fentanyl to carfentanil. We have had first responders almost die. We have had first responders seriously overdose just from, like, an emergency call comes in. So the ambulance or the fire department goes there to deal with that person, and the drug residue on them has caused the first responder to overdose. And I don't know what it's like now, but it was so bad for a while that there would be they would have to go in pairs, because if the first guy overdosed, then the second emergency responder had to help him. And it's been a wild ride up here for about the last 12 years when it comes to that. And living where I do in, like I said, we lived over a homeless camp for a year, and then living where I do in the lower mainland of BC is basically, we have a lot of homeless people that come from other areas into BC, because it's moderate temperatures, moderate climate, and very, very it's a much more supportive environment than you'll get in more conservative provinces. So yeah. Yeah, I stayed home and raised my kids and lived on one income, and now I work and I still purchase based on one income. That's kind of what we're doing. Lau. Like, I mean, that's what we've been doing, and it's been really working, because I'm 60 now. I'm not, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this before it's just like, okay, I can't do it anymore. Anyway, I'm just babbling in circles. Yeah. Artie says I'm more mindful of what I'm taking on mentally. But no, I don't know. Anyway, I'm more just bored right now. The last couple weeks have been kind of boring. It's nice that I've got a new video game. Lisa bought me Diablo 4. If you like video games, if you like video games and want to really kick the shit out of a video game and feel all badass, consider Diablo 4, because once you buy it, you buy it. There's no monthly fees, and you can upgrade. There's so many ways to upgrade yourself. Oh yeah, the boys are fine. Boys are doing fine. When you're playing Diablo, there's so many ways to upgrade and improve what you're doing and doing. I've now got my guy so upgraded. My one character is so upgraded right now that if I play on the normal level, I just walk and things die as they come near me. You do not have to be good at gaming to play Diablo. There's a whole bunch of content that you can access later that you have gotten good enough, right? But there's tons and tons and tons and tons of comment. What's it about? It's kind of a morbid theme. Okay, the game has got a bit of a morbid theme. It's about Diablo and Morpheus, and no, not Morpheus. It's about, basically, it's about demons trying to escape from hell. And so you're killing the demons, you're killing the demons, you're killing their followers, and you've got just like any of these types of games. It's not a Mario type game. So you're like, boom, you're in the open world. You can pick your adventure, go where you want. So you can take on major bosses, you can clear dungeons, there's little, do 3 of these, do 4 of those, get this, get that. So you can do all that stuff. It's just, it's relaxing, but it's all mobs, literally a mob. It's all mobs all the time, but you just get a little bit of upgrade, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then you just start blasting it. And I can set my difficulty. I can make it so difficult that I have to try, or I can make it so easy that I'm like la 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 la, sightseeing and just doing what I want. It's those types of games are always all about their mobs and their shoot 'em up and that sort of stuff. So there's no surprises there. But yeah, it's a cute game. Not cute. It's not a cute game. It's actually kind of morbid and yeah, you can if you're okay, we got the game through Steam, so we invite each other to play together. And so I can play. I've got like 3 characters right now. I've been just, like I said, I've been having my little anti-tariff temper tantrum. So I've just been playing, and it's a brand new game. So I'm just like, yay, I'm gonna play my game. So I've got 3 characters right now. And the one I've reserved, and I only play. Okay, the one character I have reserved, and I only play that character when Lisa and I are playing together, and we're already above like level 30. I think it's 34, 35 we're at right now. So it's like, but you can set the difficulty. It's like, oh, I want to be challenged. Okay, set your difficulty harder, and you're good to go. So you pick your own adventure, which I kind of like. And I'm not sure how it's set up in the background. It's got this. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out a few things. There's 60 character levels, and then there's 300 what's called prestige levels for bonus stuff. And they have seasons. Every season, I'm still learning about that. Okay, every season there's all this bonus stuff that you can acquire, that you can do, that you can whatever, right? And this season is witchcraft, and I guess it lasts till April. And then once the season is over, you can have, yeah, it's really weird. Okay, so once the season is over, your character like ascends or does something. You can still go play on that character, but your character. Season of Witchcraft is all this witchcraft stuff that you can get to add to what you've already got going on. So once that season is over, it like that character ascends or does whatever. You can still use that character and play with that character, but then a new season starts that you have to create a new character to access it, to keep the excitement going, right? But I've already maxed out my character. I've got like, oh my God, it's crazy. It only took like 3 days. Don't forget, I'm having my temper tantrum. I am just sitting around playing video games. I like to do that. Every now and again, I just want to turn my brain off and play video games for a few days. So I get so hyper. Yeah, Marion says, I get so hyper focused on games I can while hours away and lose entire days. That's why I'm waiting for this to heal. I'll tell you right now. As a matter of fact, I had Artie's here. She can tell you. There are things you can pay for in the game. Right now we're playing Diablo, and if we want to upgrade to Diablo 4, something, then we will have to pay for the upgrade. That's normal in this type of gaming. And there's also like platinum, and you can use that to buy cosmetic stuff, because you can change your look and change all sorts of stuff. But no, this thing here just went with super flaking. I even put a photo on my Facebook page, and I literally could not. I was feeling this was actually feeling fine at the time, but I could not work because I had such nasty. I was just gonna get it everywhere. It's like, could you imagine? You open a bag and there's a big flake and any skin that peels off right now is gonna have ink staining on it. Imagine it's this big black or green flake of dead skin. So it's like, oh, I can't work for the next couple of days. Oh, you bought me that game. Let me go try it out. Now, 3 days later, 4 days later, and then about a week. It's been about a week now. It's like, I don't mind. I don't mind. It's okay. So we've bought the base game. I've been going crazy. Playing for hours a day all week. Yeah, Peggy Confetti. It was bad. It was really bad. Like this is still gonna peel a bit, right? This is still gonna peel, and it's probably gonna. But it just did it all at once. It's like, and I was doing this. Like I said, I do this a little bit because it helps the loose skin come off, and I'm barely touching, right? But it helps the loose skin come off. And I looked down, and my shirt was just. It's like, okay, I'm not working till that's done. I cannot do that. Can't do it. Nope. But no, so basically, when did I start playing? I started playing then. That's when I was like, I'm gonna go crazy on this game. This is fun. So that's been about 5 or 6 days. But I'm literally playing like at least 8 hours a day right now. At least 8 or 9 hours a day. So and I'm playing 8 or 9 hours a day. I'm exploring this. Right? It's like, so I did the season of witchcraft stuff. And I'm pretty much, as far as I can tell, I've finished most of it. And there's also like, there's something called hell tides. When the hell tide is up, that's when all the demons are trying to come up through the earth. So there's different portals and stuff you can find and fight with them. Hey, Moira. So I'm still playing the base game, and I'm going absolutely crazy. I haven't come close. There's a main game arc, and that only takes about 20 hours, I guess, if you decide that you're going to just go for it. But Lisa and I have been playing in the evenings, and we haven't finished that yet. But no, I mean, I think that, and once you start a character, you can always delete it and start another one, and just keep it going that way. Like, when you played Mario Kart, you didn't start. I mean, when you played Super Mario Brothers, you didn't start back where you left off, right? So you could always do that. But there's like months and months and months and months, probably a good 2 years worth of content. We're probably going to get the upgrade because there's other features that are available, blah, 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 because I've got a maxed out character, blah, blah, blah. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying it. But it's kind of like, okay, like Lisa and I played World of Warcraft. Oh, I'm absolutely moisturizing it. For the first like 3 or 4 days, they tell you can use whatever you want on it, just nothing that stays shiny. So I got vitamin E oil if I need it, but we also have a thistle. It's almost gone. Lisa has all kinds of. It's probably a propolis oil that's something, but it was starting to be really, really itchy. And then Lisa remembered that she had a very, very light absorbing oil that wouldn't leave a big glob of shit on your skin. Yeah, video games are way too addictive. I abstain or I would never get anything done. I don't tend to game a lot, to be honest, because I can get really sucked in. I mean, I'm okay. I've reached the stage of Wii. You know, you do the Wii. This is new. Yeah. I've kind of reached that. Like I said, I'm having an anti-tariff temper tantrum, and I'm probably going to get back to sewing in the next little bit. I just really want to know exactly what's going on with the tariffs before I want to say it right. If the tariffs are, if we are stuck with a 25% tariff, I've already got several strategies in place, and I'll just keep the shop open, and that's fine. But if we get hit with a 25% tariff, my business, I'm not going to. Most of the people that buy my stuff are in the States, and I'm not going to sell as much, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So I will start doing more quilting, doing more tote bags, like like the grocery bags. I'll start doing padded totes. Now that came out wrong. I'll still do tarot stuff. I'm still going to do tarot stuff. Don't get me wrong. That's not going away. I don't care what the tariff is. I do not care what the tariff is. I am still going to keep doing that stuff. But if the tariffs have, if they can't make a deal and we end up with the tariffs, it's going to be better for me to also start doing other things as well, because I need to keep busy. I need to keep busy, or I'm just going to sit on my ass playing video games non-fucking stop. I like video games, but they should never be a lifestyle. But that's a thing. But yeah, so we've got characters that I don't go in. You can have multiple characters. So Lisa and I only play using those characters. If we're playing together, we play with using those characters so that we're staying even on levels, even on skills, even on difficulty level, everything else. Yeah. I might as well. I might as well broaden what I'm making. But you know what I can also do? Like I can still give shit away. I can still do what I'm doing, and I'm not, like I said, financially fine. Where my shop, like the decks are fine. Financially, where my shop is concerned, I'm totally fine. I could literally pull the plug, walk away, and I'm not going to, but I could, and we would not be harmed in any way around here. So that's, I'm sitting in a really good place. I'm sitting in from a financial standpoint, we're in a really good place where my Etsy is concerned. And I'm not going to stop sewing. I'm going to keep doing it. Oh, see what I got now? Did you guys see that, by the way? Right. I now have a coat rack back where the fabric used to be. And then over in this closet, let me see if I can get my fingers over in that closet. I put in shelving and put all my fabric in the closet so that I can keep the door shut. While Lisa was away on vacation, I'm just rambling today. Today is the ramble day. Today is the watch Peggy just talk non-fucking stop, because I'm not sewing. I'm going to sew. I'm going to get back to sewing. My decision is not whether or not I'm going to sew. It's like, okay, am I going to focus on what am I going to focus on sewing, and what quantities am I going to focus on sewing? I've still got some grocery bags, or some of the tote bags that I've got to deal with. I keep calling them grocery bags because that's what they started out as, until I realized I could make them into a more versatile tote. But so yeah, so the shop's not going anywhere, and I'm not going to be hurt no matter what happens to it. I could listen to you ramble all day. My God, don't do that. I'll just leave it on and just make noise. I was saying something and I can't remember what it was, but anyway. This is something else I do. It's like I'll start down a tangent, and then I'll forget where I was. It's like, what was I talking about a minute or so ago? But no, so it's not a matter of, it's not, I'm not going to stop sewing, and it's going to have to be really, really fucking bad for me to consider shutting down the shop. I don't have any reason to do it. And whether I do or don't, we're not being harmed. We are not in a position to be harmed financially by any of this, which is really good news. Like I said, the tarot decks, they are already in the States, so they won't be affected. Oh no, you should see me. It used to be so bad. I used to be way worse than this. It's like, just, yeah. I'm a conversational ADHD. I don't know what to call it, but it's like I can't stay on track. But yeah, so it's a matter of, I've got lots of things I can do. Part of it is that, like, I could just start quilting. I've got so much stuff that I can quilt. As a matter of fact, I went and got, like, what did I get? Like 15 yards of batting to make the lighter quilts. Am I going to disturb my puppy? Nope, but I'm not going to be able to pick that up. To make quilts like that one. This guy right here. Little lap size. Yeah, that point where it's like, how did I get there? Oh yeah, I tangent myself to death. if we have some, okay, Lisa's gotten really good about it now, but it used to be really bad. Well, look, you can see my vacuum and my AccuQuilt. See, that's something else too. Is I can start practicing more with. I've got some stuff on the AccuQuilt. It's called Block on Board, and what you do is everything you need to make a block is already on the thing. So you just line up your fabrics, run it through, and then make your block. And I just keep getting busy with other stuff. But I've got everything I need to make blankets like that, a little bit bigger. This one has ended up being a lovely cover. That's just a big ottoman, but with two dogs, the dogs get on there and then shed and do whatever dogs do, and then I can just take that off and go wash it. It's the perfect size for the bigger ottomans. But I could make them a little bit bigger. And do quilting. I can practice some of the quilting stuff I've been wanting to do. I can do that. I do not know what I would do. I don't think I would open another shop, but I could even I could do quilts like that and just put them on Facebook Marketplace if there's no market for them to go anywhere else, which isn't gonna. I don't see it happening. I do not see me being impacted that way. But yeah. Oh, that's what I was telling you. I was telling you about my closet because while Lisa was gone, that's where I was at. While Lisa was gone, I tidied up the whole house. I cleaned up a whole bunch of shit, right? And one of the things that I did was I started to sort out. You guys remember the where is it? Yeah, you guys remember that shelf over there, right? I started to tidy up the shelf, and I found so much fabric. Because when you sew, you create dust, just little bits of fabric. Right. That's what a lot of the dust in the air is little bits of fabric, dead skin, whatever. But I found so much stuff back there because I sew, I'm creating a lot of fabric dust. And I found so much fabric back on that shelf when I started to tidy up that it was just covered in dust. Some of it I even opted to throw out. It was already fabric I wasn't using, but I was like, this is a fucking mess. Actually, I didn't throw it out. I bagged it all up and took it to Value Village. But no, it was like I can't let my fabric keep getting this messy. We joked around. I guess we had talked off and on about switching out and using that closet for my fabric. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Can I do this? I don't think I can do that. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Oh, God. Hey, guys, we're going to try something. Okay. Whoa. I'm going to try not to wreck shit. That's my microphone. Okay. Let's unplug the computer. My God, this is like the most awkward system you're ever going to see. This is a really good computer, and normally, Whoa, don't wreck my shit. There we go. So I've got fabric in the top, my broadcloth for making my bags, the day-to-day fabrics going all the way down. And remember that big giant pile of batiks? It's over there now. So I've got that. I have got that. Can you guys still hear okay, or am I fucking this up? Oh, Cece has to go? Hi, Nana B. Oh, go to your night class. So basically, I cleaned all that up. What else have I done? So I cleaned that up and I moved all that stuff out of the way. You guys get to come. Can you guys hear? I don't know if anybody can hear. I've got the microphone with me. And then this is the next project. That is the next project. That is all the fabric. I've got one little shelf cleaned out. This is all the fabric that lives in here. Some of it, I've got so much of it that it's in bolts. So that's that's the next project. I just threw I cleaned that one out. That was this one here at the very bottom. That was where all the boutique was previously living. So I cleaned all that up. Look, there's all my stuff. There's all my stuff. There's more stuff. That's the big thing of fabric. There's the frosted flakes. So I started. Hi, Sheila. Sheila's like, what the hell are you doing? So, not the most high-tech. There. Yeah, I bumped the I saw the pop up. I bumped the microphone, so oh, there's a second. Hello, come on up. I have to get that because Lisa's computer was out for repairs. I'm gonna have to run away again. You're gonna hear barking. Oh, Sheila's ears are amazing. What you doing? Bruno, enough. Okay, I gotta do this or they're gonna bark even more. Be right back. Bruno, shush. Hello. Okay, enough. I know, it's fine. Ah. There you go. There. This is how we get packages delivered in the Papez house. I had to get that because I knew I needed to sign for it. Okay, Lisa. So she got a weird message on her computer, right? And it said something. Either your hard drive is messed up, or you're getting a false error. Hard drive life left 100%. It was a really weird error, right? So thank God we have a spare computer. It worked out really well. It worked out really well that she's got a spare computer because we're just weird that way. Because that's something that that's something that I do with the Etsy money is like, hey, I've saved up X amount of money. Do we need anything? Like, so instead of getting a cheap computer, we got a good one, that sort of thing, right? Oh, wow, this is starting to, the light is shining on me. The light is actually on the other side of the building behind me, but it's reflecting off of the building that's across me. I'm coming back. Anyway, Lisa had to get her computer in for repair. She's been using her old computer for the last couple of weeks. I didn't think it was coming in until tomorrow, so we're good there. Yeah, so it's her old computer. It's her new computer back She's been using her old computer. So this is her good computer. It's back from the shop. They had to replace the hard drive. So that's the thing. But the good news is that we paid for the, we went ahead and paid for the insurance thing. You know that insurance thing, they tell you, oh, it's a ripoff. Don't waste your time, right? We actually paid for it this time around. It's like, let's just not, because we, two tarot decks, 2 books, all of her future projects live on that computer. So she got everything back. Well, that's why we keep a spare computer too. Everything is on that computer, backed up onto that computer, backed up onto the cloud. We don't take any freaking chances, right? Anyway, so they had to replace the hard drive on that computer, and we went ahead and paid for the insurance on it, so it didn't cost us a cent, which was nice. I have no idea, because generally speaking, I like laptops because they're convenient, but the thing I hate about laptops is that once something goes wrong, you might as well just go buy a new laptop. So we had the insurance, so we got it. They replaced the hard drive, and we're good to go. But yeah, I thought it wasn't coming until tomorrow, so that's some good news. But what you doing, Bruno? Are you coming up? He's just sitting there looking at me now. It's like, something happened to distract me, so now I must stare at you for 20 minutes. Hi, baby boy. How you doing? You want to come over here? How's life? So Bruno is now fully toothless, by the way, for anybody who didn't know. He finally got the last of his teeth out, which was probably... It's only a little after 4 here, 4 p.m. Bobby, what you doing? There you go. You better? How's life? Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I cleaned up all my fabric. Sorry that all you got was a quick little hit and run. But when I'm walking around with a computer in one hand and a microphone in the other, and it's like I'm going to break something if I take too long. Are you my good boy? Are you my good boy? He thinks he's a baby. He does. Yeah, he got the last of his teeth out, so he's fully toothless now. But he's fine. He doesn't care. Life goes on. The only thing he can't. Okay, we're doing something really gross, sir. You want? Oh, yeah. Honestly, it hasn't been that bad. The vet trips have not been that bad. Bruno got the last of his teeth out, which we knew was coming. It was a yearly checkup and their dental and the last of his teeth out. Shayla got yearly checkup. She got her dental because usually, a dental is supposed to be just a cleaning. She got a dental. I don't know, because dogs have their fangs, right? And then between the fangs, they'll have like 4 or 6 little teeny tiny teeth. She lost 2 of those. She had 2 of those removed. So she got that taken out. And she had a little cyst on her head. Poor thing. Pearl is kissing Bruno on the TV. Aw. It's funny, we can't get these guys to acknowledge no matter what we show them on camera, we can't get them to acknowledge that it exists. They're just like, it doesn't mean anything to us, so are you just gonna slide around? Mwah. Come here, I'm gonna go get Shayla for a minute. Poor Shayla. I don't know if it's poor Shayla or not Shayla. There's my little girl. Come here, baby girl. Aw, what a good girl. What a good girl. I'm going to show you off to the internet for a minute. Ugh. Don't freak out about her scar. It's normal. Check it out. Check it out. She's got her very own Harriet Potter. So she is such a gorgeous little dog, and you wouldn't know it because it's so hard to get the camera on her because she's just so dark that it's hard to get the camera to pick her up properly. But yeah, so she's got her scar now. There we go. I don't know if I can do this. There, we're just sitting and chilling. Where's my, yeah, you got it. I'll tell you right now, she takes an absolutely gorgeous picture if you can get her in the right background because she's such a pretty girl. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bruno. Everybody loves you, but Shayla's actually the prettier dog. She is. But yeah, so they did that. One of the problems, I think I must have said this last time, is that one of the problems whenever a dog, it's because it was not that big. She's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me, but I'm not going to get down either. Look at this. It's like, you still, there we go. That's a little bit better. Hi. Over here. Over here. What's over here? Have a kiss? Good girl. She's the one who will actually kiss me. Bruno's like, I don't know what a kiss is. Mwah. But that is the one unfortunate side effect of any sort of a surgery for a dog, is that they have to make the stitching really, really heavy. Like, I mean, really heavy. Yeah, the black dogs they just don't show up on camera. She shows up, but you got to get it lighting just right. But yeah, no. So she's doing really good. She's doing really good. The scar on the top of her head looks a little gross, but it's an unavoidable cost of business when a dog is getting anything done, and once it's already gone down a lot, and once her fur, we'll just let that fur grow in, and then it won't be visible anymore. Hi. Now we're check it out. I don't know if Bruno, what you doing? Hi. Now they're just fiending for some attention. Are you my good girl? Yeah? Okay, we'll go that way. Are you coming back? Come here. Ah, got him. I gave them attention. Hi. Hi. Yeah. Oh yeah. Stitches on dogs are crazy. Right back. Come here. Come here. I'm not even gonna try. There you go. Yeah, no, it's like where one stitch will do, they'll put in like 10, 15, whatever. And like first time Shayla had to get stitches, we had a thing, she had a small thing on her side. Well, she had a same kind of a thing, but down on her side. And they're like, we have to. I said, oh my God, that's a lot of stitches. And like, we have to, because dogs roll around, they roll around, they play, they do this, they do that. We have to make sure it's more important to make sure that they don't tear the stitches open than it is to worry about how they're going to look. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. But what the hell? Oh my God. Okay. I have this thing. And if I let my mouse hover in the bottom corner, then it just brings up this news thing. And it's like, oh, the scientists update on a city-destroying asteroid heading towards Earth. And it's like, I read the article. I'll tell you right now that the news is just all about the most sensational crap. Yeah, the stitches that weren't dissolvable have already. She had her stitches out like a couple weeks ago now. So the dissolving stitches, they're still dissolving. The other, they put in 2 layers, one dissolving and then one not dissolving, and then they took out the second layer. It's already way better than what it was. It's just going to be a line soon. Hi, baby. I should stop talking to them. As soon as I start talking to them, they're like, oh, you want to give me all your attention? Because Shayla is a princess. Shayla would be perfectly happy for me to just spend my entire fucking day sitting on the floor and petting her. And petting her. And petting her. And petting her. But anyway, no, it's been a nice catch up. I probably got to think about. I probably can't I probably can't stay on too much longer. But then again, I could stay on right until Lisa gets home. She had a day. Oh my God! You ever get? She ate something that her stomach didn't like, so she's like, she had indigestion. She had indigestion last night, and getting indigestion right at bedtime is like the worst possible time to get it. So she's stuck staying up, waiting for it to pass, and then, making sure it doesn't get worse and blah, blah, blah. So she's super tired today. It's like, I'm super tired. I indigestion before bed last night, and I didn't like it. And it's like, I know. Yeah. Dogs. Her only agenda is that we must serve her. No questions asked. You know how I got her to go away just now? It's like, oh, I can't say it. I can spell it. HOTDOG. And if I spell it too distinctly, she knows what I'm talking about, and she comes back. It's like she loves them, and it's like, okay, go have a snack now. Off you go. Whoop whoop. Now she's over there making her noises. But yeah, no, I missed you guys. I miss not being able to. I usually I do my lives while I'm working so that I can get two things done at the same time. And it's like, oh, last week it's like, well, I haven't been working, so I'll wait and do a live next time I'm working. And then this week I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm an idiot. Like, I'm allowed to turn on my computer just because it's here, and I do not have to be working at the same time. But yeah, I'm kind of open. I'm kind of open to projects and ideas. Yeah, I like coming on and just shooting the shit and chatting. It's kind of nice when it's a one-sided conversation. Nobody can interrupt me. It's great. It's like, my God, talk about the fucking ego. I was like, oh yeah, they hung on my every word because I can just block them if they don't want to. No, no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, everything's fine in the Pez household. The biggest annoyance for me was coming because I waited until February 1st to open the shop. It's like I'm waiting because we've had some significant mail delays because of the strike that we had in December. It's like, damn, I am not even gonna bang my head against that wall. I can shut down the shop, wait for the mail delays, wait for the mail to get back on track, open the shop again. Oh, I missed the last few due to time differences. Yeah, time difference can be weird. But yeah, no, so I February 1st. I'm going to reopen the shop February 1st. What's this about? A terror? First, like, fuck. But anyway, so I'm probably going to be a little lazy this month. I'm allowed. And I'm going to think about some other projects. I've done a couple of other minor projects. You know, did a little bit of mending for Lisa on stuff that it's like, oh, now's the time. I'm not busy. We never think about it, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to go get some sewing done. And we never think, oh, I've got a hole in this. Maybe I should patch it up. It's like, okay. Oh, don't worry about that, Artie. Like, when I put up a listing on Etsy, it lasts for 4 months. So when I'm doing a reserve, I just set it aside. I've already set it aside. And then once you've had a chance to grab it, then I'll package it, send it off, and it won't be a problem. So don't worry about it. Take your time. Take your time. Because I've got nothing but time and I don't care. But now, what else have we got? What else have we got going on? So the dogs are doing great. Dogs are actually doing really well. We actually had a winter. It's been below freezing here for the last couple of weeks. That hasn't been fun because we can't even really walk the dogs much right now because it's once it gets below freezing, all the salt is out. The dogs aren't used to it, so it's just been like irritating their feet like nobody's business. So we just go out, do our business, come back in. But they're okay with that. Oh, and I'm on a new schedule. It's really weird. Ever since Lisa's been out of town, I've been getting up at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know if anybody else has paid attention to this, but I'm usually not even thinking about getting out of bed until noon. But I've been rolling out at about 9 o'clock. In bed by midnight or so, and it's been actually working, which is actually not bad because I'm a chronic insomniac who never fucking sleeps. So this has been a really nice turn of events. Being home alone because don't forget, if I'm sleeping till noon, these poor dogs are going hungry and they're staying there with their legs crossed because they got to pee so bad, right? So it's like, yeah, I just I was getting up all week with the dogs while Lisa was out of town, and I've just continued doing it. And Lisa's getting a huge break. It's like I'm getting up on my own. I'm getting up by about 8:30 now. So now I'm doing their feeding. These dogs, they don't like getting up in the morning. We figured this out. They are Bruno's 11, Shayla's 13. Yeah, Bruno's going to be 12 soon. So they don't want to be up that early in the morning. They are old enough now where they just want to sleep. So as long as I am on the, as long as my feet are on the floor by 9, and I don't take hours and hours and hours to get ready in the morning, right? Get up, run them outside, feed them. Life is good. So now I've got a reason to keep getting up. Now I've got a reason to keep getting up, and it's been working out really well. So it's like, and I'm not, and I'm falling asleep at night now, which is, but my problem has always been lay down at night, not fall asleep, insomnia, boom, sleeping till noon. I haven't had any problems. So maybe my biological whatever has already shifted, and I just didn't know it because I was already in the habit. I don't know, but we're going to see how long this lasts, because it's been really, it's at the very least, it's been a nice break. But yeah. So that's about it. I was going to offer to do readings, but it's already 4:30 and I got to get going. But if I come, I don't know what I'm doing next week. If I'm, well, whether I'm sewing or not. Yeah, I've had insomnia for as long as I can remember. I don't remember ever not having insomnia. I've always had trouble getting to sleep. Now, I'm not falling asleep right away. I'm not falling asleep. Snap your fingers that quick. I don't have. But here's the thing. I don't have a day job. I'm self-employed, right? If I sleep in, I work later. It's fine. So the stress of must get up in the morning isn't there anymore. And hasn't been for a long time now. So even when I do have trouble falling asleep, it's not bothering me in the same way, because like if anybody who's ever dealt with insomnia, there's a certain degree of anxiety that comes. I don't know if anxiety is the right word. Maybe there's a better word, but let's just call it anxiety, where it's like you're having a hard time, you're not getting to sleep, and then you start getting really, really miserable, upset, whatever word you want to put to it. Like I would have a bout of insomnia on a work night when I was working a day job. I would have a bout of insomnia on a work night. It's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm still not asleep yet, and I've got to get up at 6. That's where the struggle gets very, very real when it comes to insomnia. For the last 8, 9 years now, ever since I retired from working a day job, it hasn't been the same problem. And all that other baggage that comes along with not being able to get to sleep isn't there anymore. So the last, when was Lisa's trip? Lisa's trip was, so it's been like 3 weeks now, 3-4 weeks, which doesn't seem like much, but it's been, 3 to 4 weeks without a bout of insomnia is a really, really long time for somebody like me who deals with chronic insomnia. So I'm really happy. I hope this continues, because it's not about what time I get up in the morning, but it's definitely become about that it's way easier for me to get to sleep now. Yeah, I forget when Lisa's trip was. When was StarCon? Yeah, she left on the 22nd. She left on the 22nd, came back on the 29th. So I starting on that Sunday, I made it a point of getting up in the morning. I made it a point. So starting on the 19th of last month, I was being really, I was like, okay, I'm getting up at 9 o'clock in the morning, no matter what, no matter how miserable or pissy I happen to be, I'm getting up at 9. I'm staying up for the day, because starting Wednesday, when you leave, I have to be there for the dogs. And if I leave them until noon, that's going to be a fucking problem, right? So starting on the 19th, I have been up no later than 9 o'clock ever since, and I haven't been having trouble getting to sleep. Like I said, I don't know what my body did. Half an hour or so to fall asleep is if you don't struggle with insomnia, half an hour, well, that's a really long time, but it's no. Chronic insomnia is 3 or 4 hours to get to sleep, right? So I'm doing really well, and I'm really surprised with how easy it's been. You're shedding on me. Bruno's over here shedding on me. But yeah, it's like I just got so used. I got so used to having insomnia. Yeah, 30 minutes max now. It's wow, this is insanely quick. I'm super happy about it. I really am. But I will say that just switching things over to go, I don't give a shit. This is fine. Then again, I've got several years of taking the anxiety like I said, maybe there's a better word for it. I don't know what the better word is, but like for the last several years, it was like I wouldn't make an appointment before noon. I wouldn't do anything before noon, just so I could be up. But yeah, that's been working out really well. What was I thinking of? I just had a thought. Oh my God, look at the lighting. The lighting is okay, the lighting's getting crazy, and I guess I gotta go. My glasses are the arms of my glasses are just falling across my eyes just right, that I'm not seeing the glare directly. It's like blocking it just exactly enough, but now it's getting out of hand. So I guess I get it, and the lighting behind me is getting horrible. I do requests for this. I will do requests for almost anything as long as I've got the material for it. So, but yeah, if you have a request for a shopping bag, I've got all the. I'm only doing them out of the boutique though. Yeah, the lighting is like, I'm so dramatic. Look at that. Just look at me. It's weird. It'll be gone. It'll be gone soon enough. Oh, there we go. It'll be gone soon enough. Yeah, we only get this exact angling for like a couple of weeks, and then we're back into the proper time of year, and it's not happening anymore. But yeah, pop up a message, do whatever. I'm definitely. What you got there, Bobby? You got something stuck to you. Oh, that's what you got. You're a crusty old bugger. He has a little patch of doggy dandruff. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. It's 4:30 now. Lisa should be home anytime. Well, not anytime. She's just leaving the office now. We only live about 7 minutes from her work, so she'll be home very, very shortly. And I'm gonna get going. What you doing? I'm gonna get going. I will see you guys soon. In the deep blue sun and moon fabric. I don't think I have a sun and moon fabric. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to get going. You guys have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me and keeping me company. It's been, as always, it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to get going. Lisa's going to be home soon. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do to get her fed. I got to get her fed and water because she didn't get much sleep last night. So she's sleepy. I'm feeling great, but she's sleepy. So I'm going to get going. I'll see you soon. What's today? Today is, maybe I'll try and cut. Well, I always try, and then something gets in the way. So I will see you soon. If not, in a couple of days, I'll see you next week. So you guys have a great day, a great evening, a great weekend, a great whatever, and I will see you soon. Bye.